Hey everyone, welcome to the weekly wrap up here on My Random 603. Today is our first episode of this weekly show that we'll be doing to pretty much wrap up, as the name states, how the week went, what went well, what could have been better, and what we're looking forward to doing in the following week. Here on My Random 603, as you saw in my first video, that was like a detour where we took a little trip to the Heritage Museum, and that one came out pretty good. I was happy with that for a first video. And as I go forward, what I kind of wanted to do is categorize everything into playlists for what I'll be doing on this channel, because it is pretty random. So if we just kind of spit things out and throw them all together, I don't think that that would flow very well. But as we move forward, we'll be doing stuff like videos in the shop, product reviews, because there's just so many things that we buy off of off of Amazon and through other sources to try out or use around the property. We'll do updates when we're doing yard work. Maybe even do some of the bird feeder stuff, the live stream from the bird feeders. It'll be pretty random, but we'll kind of segment everything out into shows or playlists of shows. So to kind of make this almost like a content delivery network of sorts, but just whatever the ideas are that are flowing through my mind to try to put those out there for you guys to enjoy, or at least for me to get some practice editing and shooting video and scripting, trying to get some structure to the videos that I'm doing. If you look over here, you can see Remington. This is my adopted Staffy. Got him about a year ago, and he is just chilling right now. Another dog, Xander, and I had him for almost about 17 years. And, age happens, and we had to say goodbye to him, but we ended up getting Remy. And after a year, first year was very tough, but now seems like a pretty good dog. Behaves pretty decent, loves people now. Still have those moments with any type of adopted dog where you're wondering if they really hear you, or if they have selective hearing. So this week was pretty cool. We got the weekend to ourselves. The wife is out with the girls on vacation up in Canada, so visiting family, and we're here kind of hanging out on the homestead. So it was kind of like a little bros weekend, me and the dog. Not that we did anything exciting. I think the big thing that I did was Saturday morning, after years of not going, I went to the movies, and I saw Mandalorian and Grogu, which was really interesting because, number one, they haven't made a movie for 7 years, I think. So it's been 7 years since it was a Star Wars movie. I was very skeptical at first whether I was even going to like this because of it being a Mando and Grogu movie. I didn't want it to be too much of a Disney kiddie movie. So there was that going on, but I was pleasantly surprised. It was a very enjoyable movie. I won't give any spoilers away. It wasn't very overly dramatic. It wasn't like your typical Star Wars movie, but it was probably as good as 3 packaged Mandalorian episodes all together, with Jon Favreau directing everything. So it was pretty decent. I liked it. The best part, I'm gonna have to admit, was I haven't been to the movie since pre-COVID, so it was about 6 or 7 years now, maybe 2019 was probably the last time I've been to the movies, and all of a sudden I stopped going. But now I finally went, and I went to this new ish to me theater, Cinemark, and my goodness, they've got it on lock. The seats are amazing. They're power reclining seats. They have heat in them, so if you're a little chilly, you can turn up the heat. There's these D-box seats. If you want full motion, it's like kind of a rumble seat with motion in it. But if you have motion sickness, don't sit in those. I prefer to sit in the back. So I took one of the power recliners, and this isn't like the chunky days where this is like a Lincoln Town Car automotive seat. This is like a actual purpose-built row of chairs that are all recliners with synthetic leather. They have a little tray that almost like a lagoon style tray, if you're familiar with those lagoon tables in RVs. So that like can slide out in front of you, and it's got a cup holder in it. It was perfect. Then on top of that, the standard movie quality was amazing. So that was huge. The sound was good. Sound wasn't epic or over the top. It was good. It was sufficient. I've had better sound in different theaters over the years, but I think that it was their standard. They also have an IMAX at the Cinemark, so maybe next time I'll try to do one of those. But it keeps getting better. It's like the story with there's just one more thing. So they had the screening at 9 a.m. So with Remy here, I was able to sneak away while he was still kind of snoozing and getting in the mood for the day, so he didn't miss me. So I was able to go meet a couple people at 9 a.m., watch that, and be home by noontime. And the best part of it was they had amazing popcorn too. Like, you know how sometimes popcorn can be really crappy these days at theaters, I guess, or just in general. Cinemark had that. Like, their game was spot on there. And when I asked for the butter, because it had been so long, they layered the butter, so it was like they had like their own technique to it. And then I was able to get a blue raspberry icy, of all things, because I was craving one of those at 9 in the morning. Breakfast of champions. But why not? You're going to go see Mandalorian and Grogu, so everything went very well. Couldn't say enough. There was hardly anybody in there because of how early it was, and it was a good movie overall. You got to see the Hutts, which I'm not giving too much away, but you did get to see the Hutts. You got to see Sigourney Weaver in there. Don't worry, the Predator and Alien didn't make a cameo. It was just Sigourney. I think Wedge Antilles might have been in there too. And there was a couple of cameos from staff that really stood out that I didn't like. Number one is, and I'm just going to give one giveaway. So when you see it, you can't unsee it. Is you're in the middle of the Star Wars universe, but you're wearing an Indiana Jones hat. Like when you're doing your cameo, you're not even like trying to fit in with the background. So there was that. But overall, awesome show. Was able to get back here and hang out with Remington and start working on some of the things that I look forward to doing on the channel. And we got a ton of product reviews backed up. So I have like a ton of products that are just like sitting in the packages, waiting to be opened, waiting to do some review videos, install, setup, and then first impressions. And then another one of the big things that I wanted to do is just start kind of documenting my revisiting nostalgic games and hardware and stuff like that. You can kind of get an idea here. So, you know, light gun, zapper, Star Wars edition, Xbox controller over there. You can see in the PIP that there's a Sony tube television, Sony Wega TV, and you can barely tell, but there's a maybe if I made it there's a Nintendo original NES under there in the shed. So you'll see the shed at some point soon in one of the next videos. I actually have a PVM over there with a recording setup. This is more just for me to kind of chill in this little beanbag chair here, um, and play some games and hang out with the dog for a bit. You'll also see some car projects. Occasionally, I'll import stuff from Japan, so we'll do that. Mostly K cars. Nothing crazy right now. Everything's kind of on a cleanup rotation at the moment because I do have some house renovations going on. So there's a ton of stuff going on, and it's all over the place. Hence the reason why the channel is called My Random 603. And that kind of sums it up in one little bit right there, is that this channel is kind of all over the place. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. I won't take up too much of your time. It's Memorial Day, so we just want to do the wrap up, and let's do it the My Random 603 way. We'll do the wrap up before we even have a week of content, and then we'll kind of go from there. We'll kick off the week with some new shows coming up, and I hope you guys enjoy everything, and I appreciate you guys stopping by. And in the meantime, enjoy the rest of the weekend while you have it. Tomorrow's Tuesday. We all got to get back to work tomorrow. So, yeah. So have a good one. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys in the next one.